Many of us remember the classroom as a collection of rigid rows, where the objective was memorizing specific data to pass a standardized test. This environment is built on a specific historical assumption, that a child is a container waiting to be filled. In this model, students are defined as receivers of a fixed body of knowledge. Information moves in one direction, from the source to the passive student. This receiver assumption misses the interactive nature of human cognition. When we treat the brain as a simple storage device, we create the friction that leads to disengagement. This copyright page from a standard textbook illustrates the problem. The strict warnings and all rights reserved status frame knowledge as a restricted, unchangeable commodity, rather than a starting point for inquiry. Using a single text as the sole basis of examination narrows the scope of the classroom. It creates a bottleneck where only the information in the book is considered valid. Outside resources are ignored. Diverse perspectives are dismissed because they don't fit the predetermined test metric. This rigid framework leaves little room for initiative. When the answers are already decided, the student has no reason to experiment or create. Confining the learning experience to these narrow boundaries often replaces the natural impulse for discovery with a cycle of stress and boredom. To change this outcome, the focus must shift from what teachers provide to how students process. This process requires 3 specific environmental conditions: space, time, and freedom. We have to acknowledge that children do not simply store the information passed down by adults. Children generate new knowledge. By engaging with and twisting the facts they are given, they create their own unique network of interconnected ideas. When we recognize that students are active creators of knowledge, the old factory-style model of schooling becomes an outdated tool. Moval from theory to practice requires a physical overhaul of school routines to match this understanding of how we learn. This timeline shows the shift to a modular schedule. Flexibility in the daily timetable allows students to dive deeper into subjects without losing academic rigor. This flexibility depends on restructuring the curriculum to reduce the sheer volume of required facts. Cutting back on the mandatory burden of facts creates a necessary vacuum in the school day. That newly available time is filled with small group discussions, hands-on experiences, and moments for quiet contemplation. These structural changes turn the classroom into an incubator for critical thought, where ideas are tested rather than just memorized. When evaluation methods align with this psychology, the classroom experience changes. School becomes a site of genuine interest rather than a source of stress. The identity of the student shifts to that of an active participant in learning. They are involved in the construction of knowledge, using movement and inquiry to build their understanding. This role is the direct opposite of the empty vessel. It assumes the child is already capable of generating insight if given the proper tools. For teachers and principals, the objective changes. Their focus is no longer on enforcing a fixed body of facts, but on encouraging imaginative questions and reflecting on the learning process. By treating children as active participants today, we give them the freedom to develop the critical thinking skills they will need to solve the problems of the future.